Hello everyone, this is SWTOR Snoopy here, back at it with another video. Today, we're going to be doing some Gunnery Commando PvP. So this is my first official match at level 75 since the Onslaught expansion has been released. I promised myself that the first match I did would be the one that I uploaded to my channel, so the footage will be showing a lot of mistakes on my end, but also some good teamwork. Honestly, this was a really good match to jump into, as the competition was very intense. Also, as a quick heads up, this video has a post-match commentary, and it is not live. Anyways, let's just jump straight into this match. Alrighty guys, we're in a match right now. So, once again, this is a post-match commentary, so I'm not doing a live commentary. I'm going to go with a quick little rundown of what's up. So, for this gameplay, I'm mainly at 270 gear in greens. As in, I just recently hit level 75 at the time of this footage. So, there's not really much there. So, I'm kind of, once again, really just a fresh level 75. Just seeing what I can do in this good old PvP Warzone. So to start off, we are on the Voidstar Warzone, and coming into this, I could see that there were a lot of good players in this match. I mean, you can see all the crazy ranks, the Season 8 cool character flares. There was a lot of really good players on both teams, honestly. And as a lot of people would be afraid of that, I was actually pretty excited. Mainly because I thought it would be cool to have a, an exciting challenge. And I knew that this match would definitely be very intense. So, for starters, with the main start of this match, my main goal was to just stand by the door and make sure no one could get it. I wasn't too concerned on DPSing the enemies, as I felt like it would be a little silly to do if we did end up losing the door. So, even though I'm starting to die here, my main goal is to just kind of attack someone and then, kind of get a nice little reset. Because I knew I was going to die anyways, so might as well quickly die and reset and help someone out. So, once again, I'm just mainly paying attention to the doors, and I'm just trying to make sure that nothing ends up getting, backcapped. Because that's the thing I'm always afraid of, especially with the PvP. Is getting a back cap on a node is always really disappointing. You never want to see it, but sometimes it happens. So I saw that this guy was having some issues and that he was also the only one on this door. So in my mind, I'm like, hey, you know what? I gotta help out. We are not going to lose this. So as you can see right here, I'm attacking, and what do you know? We lose the other door. And the rest of my team was on that door, so I'm assuming what happened is the dreaded back cap, or maybe not. Maybe they just stunned everyone. They got the door, and no one was able to stop them in time. So that happens. You can't win them all. And at this point, I was wanting to fight this Marauder. He was really messing with me. He was ruining my day. You can see that I failed there with the propulsion round. Pretty embarrassing stuff. But while I did this, I kind of had a realization that, wow, I really shouldn't have fought that Marauder and just focused on him. Because there's a bunch of enemies headed straight for the door, and there's no one on the side. And I knew that. And I'm pretty sure the enemy team knew that as well. Because I saw someone was going for the opposite door, and there was no one to help out. And then I'm just constantly getting stun locked. It looked like the enemy knew exactly what my plan was. And unfortunately, we get another bomb detonation. Now, probably the smart thing I should have done is kind of jumped off the side of the bridge to respawn real quick to try and stop the sniper. But at that time, I wasn't really thinking about that. I was mainly just focused on trying to take down the enemy. But that would have been the one time where jumping off the edge and dying would have been a smart option. Because I could have most likely gotten to the door a lot quicker. And maybe we could have held that for a little longer. But I don't want to kind of focus on the what ifs. We're just going to keep going with this gameplay. So, at this point, I'm really starting to realize my mistake. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta do everything in my power to make sure that these enemies do not get a final door. So I'm getting stunned. I'm dealing with a lot of damage. And I'm like, you know what? I don't really want to deal with this guy. I don't want to deal with any of you. So I'm kind of backing up. But then I see a marauder. Or not a marauder. I do see a mercenary. And of course, when you see a mercenary and you're a commando, you always gotta go for that good old fight. But out of nowhere, we have another marauder. And the whole enemy team decides to show up. And at that point, I'm like, no, I do not want that. I'm headed straight out of there. Just leave me alone. I'm going for the door. So I noticed that no one else is on the opposite side. So I'm just kind of keeping my camera on that angle to help out. And what do you know? Someone tries to get the door. I'm afraid that this dude's going to stop me. And what do you know? At the last second, I do clutch it. I do successfully hit the person and stop them from capping. And honestly, that was pretty crazy. Like, that could have, the whole match could have just ended right then and there, but I was pretty lucky. Like, I really don't know how I managed to get that, but I did. So, you know, we'll take those. It's always good to take a nice little dub in some areas. But for the rest of this match, it was mainly just a game of defending and guarding. So we have a sniper right there, we have some sorks, we have a bunch of different people. But it's nothing to worry about. Our team does have some good DPS and some good focus on heals. And I knew that if we remained vigilant, we really could just hold this final section. Because I feel like the final two sections are fairly easy to defend. As long as you're very careful and just try to stay somewhat towards the middle. So right there we have an operative. He's attacking. We have 1 minute and 8 seconds on the clock. So I know as long as they don't get this door, we should be good to go. And there's a good chance we could make a comeback on the next round. And that was my main focus at that point, was trying to make a comeback. Because I knew that our team was very, very strong. And that we were fairly, we were pretty decently matched against this team. Like, I would say that even though the team might have, in my opinion at least, they had some decent DPS on us, but my theory was that if we worked as a team, we could rival this group and we could end up beating them. So that was kind of my thought process at this point is, you know, if we work together and we are careful, we can win. So that was all I was thinking about for the remaining time. So as you can see, 17 seconds left. We're really just going for the finish. We're going to get some, also we're going to get some nice medals. It's always good to get medals. And after that whole entire round, I finally got a medal for taking down 8 enemies. That really shows the kind of back and forth that was going on. I really wasn't killing and taking down a lot of the enemy team, but I felt like I was doing a good job at focusing on what was necessary. So here we go. We are moving on to the next round. So as an attacker, like I said, the focus was to be as a team, as a group, and we could end up succeeding. So just waiting right here, nothing to that. Just always got to wait for the next round, unfortunately. Can't really do too much about that. And yeah, so here we go. Round 2 has just begun. So we didn't talk in the chat, obviously. And that's okay, because I assumed that this team was pretty solid, and we would just kind of figure out what we were going to do. And we realized, you know what, hey, we're going to go for that quick right side rush. And normally with the first rush, especially on round, or especially as an attacker, usually the first rush never works. You're very likely to fail. But even at the same time, our odds looked pretty good. I think we really could do a ton here. So, some more action. We do have an operative trying to do some stuff. We have that marauder once again. He's going after a sniper, it seems. So, there's a lot of action going on. And I wasn't really sure what to do. So, I said, you know what? I'm going to tab target to a bunch of different people and try to attack someone that looks low. Now, that plan didn't really work out for me too well. But, you know, hey, it was always worth a shot. So, we're back on the operative right here. like I said, I'm not really focused on anyone in particular. My main goal is just to go after people that looked fairly low. So we had that Marauder right there, took him out. Then we moved on to a sniper, but I was so low, and I'm kind of disappointed looking back at it. This was the one moment that really I remembered after this match for a while, is that I used my reflective shield way too early. I almost assumed that people would attack me, and when no one attacked me, I really just wasted the shield. And that was sad, you know, because I could have easily avoided that, but I didn't, and I did have to pay the consequences. So I decided I'm going to go for that right side rush once again. While our team was going for the left, I thought might as well just cause a diversion and go on the right. And it looks like someone else decided to join me, a good old Jedi Guardian. And also a Stealther decided he wanted to join in on the fun. So it looked like we really had a squad going here, and that was really good. I assumed that this could very well be our chance to get the door, because no one was really headed over just yet, and we were really wrecking shop. So take down that guy and move on to the Sork. And he is healing up as much as he can, so at that point, it was really just a game of trying to take him out and live. So there we go, some more heals, but luckily we did have the upper hand. And what do you know? We got the door. So we did what we set out to do. We got the door. We were very successful in that regard. So really at this point, I'm just waiting at the door. I'm going to try to make a run for it, because I knew exactly what we had to do. We had to do what the enemy team did to us. We had to rush for the door and pray that no one figures out. But that failed so quickly. I was so sad to see the enemy team just come up on me like that. Just pull up and destroy me. Because they were trying to stop us. They knew that we were going to try to do the exact same thing. And they were not going to let that happen. So that's why they decided they were going to delay us. And delay they did, my friends. This goes on for quite a while. And I really hate that it does. But the enemy team was really besting us in that regard. They were really showing us how it's done. So once again, a lot of this gameplay is me getting destroyed. But I said it would be my first match. So, you know, this was how the first match played out. So I had to, of course, upload it. So, once again, we did successfully get the door down because no one was paying attention. And that was good because I really feel like that set us off. That got us some pretty good momentum because everyone was really hyped about that. I was still kind of fighting over here when I really shouldn't be. But, you know what? We're going to let it slide. It happens. So, at this point, now I realize I got to go for the door. That is going to be the main goal now, is going for the door. So I went to the left side since no one was going after that, but this enemy team is very smart. As I said, they do have some really good teammates, and they knew exactly what we were planning. So once again, another section where I am getting completely roasted. It's so disappointing, but what can you do? I mean, you can't do much there. So we're just going to cut back a nice little walk back. And now we're at a minute 50. So it's kind of scary. We're coming down straight to the wire. And I still think that we have a good chance of making a comeback. But it would have to be insane. It would literally have to be a miracle at this point. So I tried to go for the door. Obviously that failed because there's 10 trillion enemies right here. But I noticed that there's really not a lot of people focused on the door. Even though we did get attacked just then and there, no one was really, I'd say really focused on us. So I'm just stunning people, attacking, and in my head I'm like, you know what? We're just going to risk it. We're going to go straight for that bomb. Might as well. We have nothing to lose at this point. The match is almost over, and what do you know? We got the door. So that was really lucky. I think the enemy team was very focused on attacking us, and they didn't really focus on the door. So we did successfully get it. But at this point, you can probably tell the match is almost over. We're at 48 seconds, and it's not looking too hot. So at this point, I was kind of aware that the match was most likely going to be a loss, and we can't do much about that. But at the same time, I thought it was a pretty solid match. I mean, there was definitely some ups and downs. We got destroyed a lot, as you can see right there. But I thought that it was very solid. Like, I had a very fun time. The enemy team did a very good job. Our team did a very good job. Even though we did eventually, end up losing, that is okay. I mean, you can't win them all, but at the same time, it is good to try your best and see what happens. So there we go, 7 seconds. The match is just about over. But overall, I was pretty happy with it. Even though we lost, I thought it was a very, very solid match. So you just gotta wait for the end here, as always, with a good old Voidstar Warzone. So that's gonna be it for this Gunnery Commando PvP episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.